Cancer, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of February 2024. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Cancer. Okay, the overall energy for the reading, the Hierophant. This is definitely some, it comes through as deep knowledge more than anything. There could be, this could be revolving around your beliefs, your values, something deeply instilled within you there. I'm not sure what's going on here, but it's quite big in the way that it shows up. But starting off the reading, you get the Eight of Pentacles crossed by the Four of Swords. That's what I thought when I opened up the reading. I'm seeing a lot of practical energy at play, and then I got a little concerned because I'm like, okay, that's a little too much, and then it kind of balanced out until the end. So but you're definitely focusing on bringing something in the material, building something, putting your energy into something and creating something in the material. Could be tied up to a project you have, a job, or something, even a house, who knows. But okay, it's looking good. Whatever you are doing here, for whatever energies you're bringing into this, they look quite good. In your focus, the Seven of Pentacles, yeah, putting it into practice as much as possible, as much as you can. In the recent past, the Moon. Pretty interesting energy, because that again talks of almost like unknown depths, you know. Something happened here, something quite strong for you that kind of placed you into this position of, okay, let's get going, you know, because you're coming in here with a lot of confidence and almost owning up to all the tools that you've acquired through possibly recent very deep healing. In your strength, the Six of Pentacles, you're open to possible collaborations or help even, you know, like if you ever feel like I may need a helping hand, you're open to ask for one. And I feel like it's there, you know, presented anyway, but it's not like if I were to come to you and say, hey, do you need any help with this situation? Maybe in the past you would have been like, no, I got this, I'm good, I'm okay. Not really. This time around you would be like, yeah, sure, yeah, jump on in, you know? So you look quite open here for either collaborations, teamwork, stuff like that. It looks good too. In the immediate future, the Knight of Cups, your heart is opening up here, which is great, because that's where my heart started to kind of come back into place when I'm like, okay, that's too much practical, where I'm usually when I open up the readings, I like to see, I get like an overall picture right when I lay the cards down and I'm feeling the energies through, and then when I feel like it's getting pentacles over pentacles, like it all of the energies feel good on their own, but when they take over a reading, it becomes a little heavy, a little, even if it's good heavy, it's still a little, okay, too much of this, balance it out, please. So you did, a lot of readings don't, and then I'm like, what just happened? So your heart is opening up here too. Supporting this reading, it is about your heart, it is about something that you love, maybe, that you're working on something that is very meaningful to you. The energy that surrounds you, and you may not see, the Strength card. You may be doubting yourself at times. You may be telling yourself that, what if I can't pull this through? And it's not coming from a sense of fear. It's coming from a sense of lack of trust in yourself, you know, or not giving yourself that credit. Where you are, but you're not really fully, you know. In your hopes and fears, the King of Swords, yeah, you're showing up with, I can do this. Yeah, You definitely can. From what I'm seeing in the reading, yeah, whatever this is, yeah, feels like you got it. In the potential outcome, the Six of Wands. Feeling really good and quite proud of some sort of achievement in there. Even possibly looking at this and being like, I'm good. And really meaning it. Nice. Okay, let's clarify. Let's see what's going on here. Let me do the Hierophant. The Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Justice card. Man, I like how you balance these out. Yeah, that does belong to a deeper sense of you, finding this balance between the practical and the emotional aspect of it all, you know? And you somehow are managing to bring that into balance here. And it looks really nice and it feels freaking amazing. So yeah, good job there. Let's do the Eight of Pentacles, where it's not only about you having to be logical about things, it's about pouring your heart into it too, you know? Because a lot of times we get caught up and we forget to use one and then we abuse the other, you know? Where we're too logical about things or too emotional or... No, you're doing a great job keeping it steady here. Man. For the Eight of Pentacles, you get the Ace of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. You definitely have some collaborative kind of an energy here attached to you. Whether it's even a teacher that was in your life at some point and somehow they contributed to you getting here. Whether it's a spouse that has nothing to do with what you're working on, but they're there supporting you and being with you through this, you know. Whether it's an actual partner you're doing something here with, putting something together. I don't know. But it looks good. And it almost looks like it's how it should be. Whatever you're working on needs that collaborative kind of an energy. I don't know. Looks really nice. And you are really open to it by the looks of it. Let me do the Four of Swords. Wow. The Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Empress. Yeah, you do get caught up sometimes in, as I said earlier, you know, sometimes we forget to use our heart. We forget to use our logic other times, or we use more of one than the other or something. You do have the tendency to go a little more into the direction of the practical, of the logical, to get caught up in the world, basically. And okay, let's put this plan together and let's do this, that, and the other, you know, like put it on paper, let's do it like this, and which is, yeah, that belongs to the practical, but you forget to attach your heart to it too sometimes. Not all the time, but you are showing me a sense of like you're disappointed that your heart is not showing up more, which is telling me that you have the tendency to get stuck in the practical at times, you know, to forget to feel your way through it too. Let me do the Seven of Pentacles in your focus. The Seven of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. You're almost giving me a sense of not mixing business with pleasure kind of a thing. Which I don't even know what the fuck that means in this instance, but definitely kind of strict a little bit with, you know, when it's about work, it's about work. And that's it. Which, okay. It's kind of like a pretty strong work ethic here that you're putting into place. But giving me a sense through all of this of not mixing business with pleasure. So you could be working with a spouse or whoever on something here. And it's like, you know, kind of trying to put up those boundaries in between what's work and what's not. Let's do the Moon. In the recent past, the Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. There's the doubt. There's the doubt in your own abilities. It's hidden there in your shadow, basically. You know, there's a little part of you that says, you can't do this. You can't pull this through. Nope. But what I like about this energy right here is that you have the Page of Pentacles attached to that. So that tells me that you were at some point face to face with this exact energy that was telling you can't do this. I'm so curious as to how that went. It's looking like good as I look throughout the reading, because it's still there, that part, but it's not taking over. It's not allowing you to fear. You know, you kind of freed it a little bit, or gave it that sense of, I know you're here. I respect that you're here because you're a part of me. I accept that you're here, but I got this. You know, you're kind of coming from that perspective. But it's interesting how it shows up right here, like a mirroring aspect, like on the same line. And it's like you being face to face with the shadow self that tells you can't do this. And then you come in with, okay, but I got this. I like this a lot. So I don't know what the hell happened there, but definitely a big one. Six of Pentacles. In your strength, you get the Six of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Judgment card. Yeah, it's this whole energy of opening yourself up to a sense of partnership, to a sense of collaboration with someone, to a sense of even, again, asking for help. Because I feel like even now you may have the tendency to not do it, but then you do it. It's like, it's your instinctual kind of response to it is no, and then it's like, oh, hold on. Okay, I'm opening up to it, you know. Because through this, I feel like that's a major aspect of whatever it is you're building on. You know, your openness towards a sense of partnership, a sense of equal give and take, a sense of someone being right there with you through this. You're still working on that aspect though, but it looks good. For the Knight of Cups in the immediate future, you get the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups. I don't know if that's just to you. It could be. You're giving me a sense of always being used to... I can't say doing things on your own, because it's not that. It's not that kind of an energy, but it's fairly close to that. Like, if you want something done, you better get up and do it. You know, kind of an energy. That's the one I see there. And it's very hard to come from that into a place of acceptance and openness towards allowing another energy in your space to help out or to be right there with you, elbow to elbow kind of a thing. You know? It's like losing a pretty significant part of yourself there through this process. But slowly but surely, you're getting there. Doesn't take away from your independence, because I feel like that's where your fear stands too. Like, what if I allow it for another? That means that I can't do things on my own, or that I'm not strong enough? No, it doesn't mean that. And that's where it needs to make sense to you, so that you are able to open up to a sense of another energy there by your side. For the Ace of Cups, in the supportive energies, you get the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Five of Cups. It's almost like shedding the old, you know, shedding the old skin. You're at the final stretch of that. You've probably gone through a massive transformation here, and you're kind of at the last end of the skin going, you know, and being replaced here by a new one. So there's multiple little things happening through this process, through this final step of this, you know, where there's still the old trying to show up, but it's not showing up so strongly as to take over, where you're doing things in the exact same way, nothing's changed. No, you're doing things in a very different way, in general, And that's a stronger energy than the past one that you're shedding. It's an interesting final stretch of a process here for you. For the Strength card, in the hidden energies, you get the King of Wands, the Death card, the Ten of Wands. I mean, you still have times where you lack confidence. You know, interestingly enough, the sense of confidence has to do with your outer self more than the inner self. In the inner self, there's so many energies at play where I can kind of see you looking at that and being like, I'm a powerhouse. And then you look on the outside and it's like, yeah, that needs some work. For some reason, you're kind of giving me that sense. Where at the end of the day, it's going to be just a matter of perception. It's that old skin that's shedding off, you know? And it's like, well, how does the new skin look like? Oh, I don't know, because it's not there yet fully. So I kind of get the sense that you're in that process here with this one too. But you've got some pretty deep energies at play here. You know, they seem so shallow. They seem so easy on the surface there. It's like looking at this and like, oh, okay, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But it's quite the intense, deep process at play here. You know, it touches on a lot of things. For the King of Swords, in your hopes and fears, you get the Four of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands. There's somebody by your side, though. There is somebody, like in somebody. I'm not sure if they're physically here, though, but there's somebody attached to your heart for sure as you're going through this. Why do I get the sense that you're building up your confidence a little separated from this energy, in the sense of you don't want to depend on this energy, you don't want this energy to influence your sense of confidence. It's like, you know, I want to feel strong and I want to feel independent and I want to feel beautiful and I want to feel this, that, and the other without the influence of whoever this is. You know, which is quite an interesting approach, and not a lot of people go in this direction. But it does make sense. It does make a lot of sense because we are influenced a lot of times by the closest person to us, you know what I mean? So it's quite the gutsy approach. You got quite the things happening here for you. For the Six of Wands in the potential outcome, you get the Two of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Devil. I don't know if in this one, you're showing me a sense of, you know how you meet someone and you have this instant chemistry with, and it's like, oh my God. You know, whether it's a friend, whether it's more than that, whoever, whatever. It's like, oh my God, there's this, I don't know what's going on. Like, oh my God, you know? And a lot of the times you're wrong in the sense of, you know, it turns out to be not the best thing that you ever thought it was. But you do have an impulsive kind of decision-making process when it comes to this, just because it feels good in the moment, you know, those 5 first minutes of an interaction, you kind of categorize it as, yeah, this is it. This is my best friend for life. This is my best friend that I didn't know I need, you know? Like you feel really good about it. In those 5 minutes, you're done, you know? After 10 minutes, you could be like, hold on. Is it? Like, what just happened? So you're giving me 2 options here in what you're showing me. 1, you're figuring out that maybe you shouldn't rush into conclusions when it comes to, especially when you meet someone and you feel that instant chemistry, you know, like maybe you shouldn't jump right into it. Because from what you're showing me with that Devil, 99% of the time, it feels like it's not good. Either you're figuring that out, or you do have someone here that shows up exactly like that, and you're like, oh, I feel so good about it, let's go. Let's partner up. Let's be friends. Let's be this. Let's be that. So this could be more of a warning if that's the case. Like, okay, if it feels like freaking ecstatic in the first 5 minutes of you meeting whoever this is, give it another 10 minutes. You know? Don't rush into making any decisions, you know, things like that. So, interesting reading. Man, it covered up every inch of your life here. This is a lot. From the universe, you get the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Swords. Well, you know, because I see you usually being cautious, especially from what the universe is showing me, is the exact opposite energy of what the potential outcome is showing me. Usually being cautious with where you give your energy to, who you give it to, also keeping a sense of distance there, like not allowing yourself to jump into things right away, which that energy does from the potential outcome. So you're kind of giving me a sense that usually you're more careful when it comes to that. But there's those exceptions usually, you know, for everything. And this one might be one of them, where if you feel that exception, you might jump right into it because it's like, I've never felt this before. Let's go for it. So when you encounter that kind of a situation, especially because you're showing up to be quite the opposite, try not to rush into it. Again, give it another 10 minutes, which that's a metaphor. Give it some time, more than 10 minutes, to figure things out. When you feel the tendency to jump into something because it feels so freaking good, especially in an attachment with somebody else. And it's very tricky because right now you have available a lot of energy of partnerships opening up for you. So that could be very, I'm feeling it. Okay, give it some time. Don't rush into things with any kind of partnership that shows up, because there's going to be some not so great ones in there that might feel freaking amazing in the beginning. So just keep an eye out. Let's do the Black Moon Astrology Oracle. No. Yes. Mars force. You are force to be reckoned with, man. Number 5. Okay. War does not determine who is right, only who is left. Wow. Bertrand Russell. The Mars card suggests there is something you may have to fight for. The red planet, fiery Mars, is named after the god of war and agriculture, the primary military deity among the Romans. All festivals for Mars in ancient Rome were in March, the month that heralds in the solar time of Aries, the sign that Mars rules. Named by ancients the bright and burning one, Mars is considered an inner planet. So that means it's capable of being seen by the human eye. Its landscape is reddish-orange, and pictures often show an unfathomable pink sky. Mars makes us shove hard in a way the other planets don't. One might call it the bully among the planets. Mars is the ruler of sexuality and aggression. It is a lustful planet that drives us, allows us to face the difficult challenges in life, and to follow our passions no matter what stands in the way. If we did not have a Mars, we could not know how to fight. This card also means to push back in terms of defense. When Mars is strong in a chart or a reading, you may either face aggressive situations with a need to confront or defend, or an intense, rousing sexual encounter, which may or may not involve romance. Mars indicates overwhelming attractions. This is a time when you feel not only forced but driven. It's a good time to consider goals and desires and not allow them to fall into the shadows. Right now, action is needed. It is not a good time to sit back and wait. When this card presents itself, you are being challenged to protect your interests or to move ahead quickly on something. The Mars card indicates a type of passion and drive that is linked to the spirit and life force. In ancient British magic, This type of energy was the cunning fire that enabled men and women to act like gods and goddesses, to create and defend, to build energy, to seek and claim, to force and pursue, thus to change fate. Turning up this card infers that a fire has been lit under the passion, and it is time to achieve what you want in life. At least you are being shown a clear path. It could be romantic or sexual in nature, or it could also involve other types of relationships, but more importantly, goals that should be pursued at the current time as vigorously as possible. It can also indicate a formidable competitor has just arrived on the scene. Other issues to do with this card include the law, the military, sport, and games, challenges of all kind, becoming more physically active and involved, but also fiery tempers and actual fires. The question to ask now is how to take action. How do you create momentum to achieve your goals and dreams? Have you been challenged to protect your own interests? Are you being pushed too hard by something or someone? How do you clear your path to get to what you want? Are you willing to battle? Has someone or a situation challenged you to a fight? Corresponding tarot card, the Emperor. Key ideas: battles, adversaries, competition, sports events, rushing, defense. So you're on the go, go, go. Yeah, you do look like that. So anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.